Well, I believe that with the change, even if I'm only one, I know that I can lead the way. Cause I've seen it and I've been there, had to face it the hard way. What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Rena. Welcome back to the Elevated Podcast. Super excited today because we are in a different setting, as you can see. Today, we are at Grail Art House here in Rockville, Maryland with E-Man and Aaron Boy. Shout out to you guys. I'll make sure everything is tagged down below. And guess what? We got Limelight Vision's very own Hector today. Typically, Hector is the one behind the camera. He's helped me a lot with my music videos. He said, let me pull up. He's helped me a lot with my music videos. If you go on my Rena B YouTube page, you'll see a lot of my music videos have been directed and filmed by Hector. So it's pretty cool to have you here today, like in front of the camera with me. Hector, please introduce yourself. Who are you? What brings you out here today? Not just me convince you to come on the show, but like, how are you feeling? How do you feel to be here?
I'm feeling good right now. This liquor is pretty good though, I ain't gonna lie.
I haven't tried it yet. You forgot to cheers with me.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud. I mean, you know, pretty much I'm a photographer. I've been doing this for like 8 years now. So, pretty strong.
Poquito. Okay, so Hector's a photographer, videographer.
When I first started my career, pretty much I was a music producer. So I was a music producer. I'm a graphic designer. There's a lot of stuff that I'm doing.
All around creative.
All around. So.
Y'all know what's funny about Hector? We'll be in the whip, right? And he's like, Rena, show me your new music. I show him my new music. He's like, okay, but like they should have made your voice a little bit louder here. You should have said this instead. Always, but I appreciate it. Like real friends are the ones that tell you when your music sounds great and when your music sounds trash. You've never said my music sounds trash, but you'll slide a little bit in there and be like, Rena, you should take this approach, which makes sense because you're a music artist at heart.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm doing that, because I talked to somebody about this whole situation. Mm-hmm. When you give somebody a feedback, you don't just tell somebody directly, like, hey, you trash. You have to give a reason why it's bad.
Yeah.
You know, you could just be like, hey, the music is good, but I don't like the second verse.
But also, I've actually made TikToks about this too, guys, where it's like a real friend, a real supporter, and somebody who genuinely knows what they're talking about, they're not gonna be like, oh, like, I don't like that song or you sound bad. Mm-hmm. They're gonna give you constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. So when people just give me criticism, honestly, that's for the birds. Like, I can't even trust you for real, but I can appreciate and respect a person who can actually like tell me like the BPM or the levels on this, like actually go into the nitty gritty. Like that's real.
Yeah.
So.
And you know, I'm the type of person that I'm so blunt. You know, so I want to make sure, I don't want to set you up. I want to make sure that, you know, whenever you're ready to, you know, showcase your work, that everybody give you a great feedback, you know. So that's just me. That's just my perspective, you know, so.
And that is how it should be. Mm-hmm. If I'm being quite honest, like that is how it should be, because the only way we can all be and do better is by being that supported person and be like, yo, like, but not everyone can accept that. You have to be able to let go of ego in order to accept those things. Like one thing that I'll say that separates you from a lot of people, and I think why we have such a great working relationship. One example, the Feelings music video, we were done, right? We took like the whole night filming that thing, and we had actresses, well, not actresses, but we had like dancers come out, and Hector literally called me like the day later and was like, Rena, we need another scene. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, if you think we need another scene, like, that's fine. Like, we will spend another day filming another scene. But you see, there's videographers. I've had projects that have never released because I'm straight up like, this is not up to my quality of standard. Sorry, I'm not dropping it. So it's cool when you can meet people that will genuinely see eye to eye with that and putting out the best work, so.
And I like working with you too, because usually a lot of artists.
I hope so. I'm like, we always work together.
You know, we're working really well. Yeah. And the good thing about you, you're very humble. You know, I don't think people seeing that.
People think I'm like a cocky, stuck-up individual.
But you're not, because I don't like to work with people cocky, to be honest with you. With you, it's like, there's certain artists, I'm not going to name drop, but there's certain artists that you tag them and they don't tag back.
Like they don't show that love.
They don't show that love. It's like
support.
that fake love. So with you, I don't have to worry about that because I know that you're going to.
No matter what, I'm going to give you your flowers and I'm going to make sure that you get edified.
Yeah, exactly. So I do enjoy working with you. And of course, the vibe is always, we have that good connection vibe.
I want to share an experience I just went through the past couple of days, and I thought of you, and I actually brought you up because I worked with this photographer, and it just wasn't up to my standard. And I literally was like, this is why I don't do free collabs anymore, because sometimes you're open to doing collabs, but then it's like, I wasted my time because you're giving me a piece of work that I'm not even happy with. And so basically I worked with somebody. They released all the photos before I could even before I could even see them.
Wow.
And okay, it may not be that serious to some people. It's like, whatever, we took photo shoot, drop it. But as a model, I've been a model before, a music artist. It's etiquette, it's photography model etiquette.
Right.
To deliver, you get the deliverables, right? You deliver the photo, the content, and then the model approves, the photographer approves. That is something Hector knows to the T. Anytime we do a shoot together, he sends it back to me pretty much the same day or a couple days later, and he waits for me to send it back and be like, look, bro, these are the ones I'm fucking with, these are the ones I like. But never do you blindside me and just drop something without me having knowledge. And then I'm just like, wow, the whole gram saw this before I could even really appreciate it. So
I mean, the reason why I do that, because I don't want to set you up. There'll be some shots that it don't even look good. Your eyes is rolling backward or something. Something crazy.
And it's why would you want to do that to someone?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do be looking crazy.
Exactly. So that's why I need your approval. But not only with you, but with everybody. So I want to make sure that you feel comfortable. I want to make sure that, hey, Irina, this is the picture that I, took a picture. So you tell me how you feel about this.
Yeah.
Which picture should I post?
Facts.
So I want to make sure you feel comfortable.
That's good advice for photographers and videographers who want to get into this thing. It's etiquette. You want to send that out to the people you're working with so you don't set them up. And then now it's you put a bad taste in my mouth and it's do I want to work with you again? I don't know. Yeah.
And as a photographer, you want to continue on to have the clients too.
Have a good relationship with your clients.
Absolutely. You don't want to burn bridges or anything like that. So that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So how does it feel now that we're 10 minutes into the podcast, being in front of the camera?
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little shy, because I'm usually behind the scene. I'm always the guy never on the spotlight. So I'm not used to this stuff. I'm a little shy, but I'll get over it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's a great experience. So, and thank you for having me though, by the way, too. So
yeah, tú sabes. Do you ever see yourself long term? I feel like I may have told you this already. Me and Hector, we're able to have, outside of business, we're able to have really good life conversations, just on some philanthropy vibes. Do you ever see yourself doing more of that, public speaking, speaking your truth and talking on values and codes and stuff like that?
About myself?
Not even about yourself, but we can get into certain topics, but there's times where you give me good advice, even just about life. So on some life coaching, philanthropy type of vibes. Could you see yourself doing that? I know you said you're shy, but you do this behind the scenes with your friends already.
I can see a potential, to be honest with you. But at this moment, I can't even speak for it at the moment.
Yeah.
I can't predict it. So, but it'll be nice, right? It'll be great for me to be on the spotlight and, just give, the younger kids, because I am thinking about that too. Probably one day go to school, teach the kids how to do photographer, something that, I want them to stay out the street, I want them to show I want to show the kids that, hey, look, if I can do it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? So
There's
I've
alignment
been thinking
there.
about that though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been thinking about that though lately.
There's alignment there because for me too, I always speak on our next generations. And actually, I went on a little rant the other day and I was like, you call yourself an influencer, but who are you influencing and what are you influencing? Because a lot of people call themselves influencers, but if we're really talking about influencing, it's creating a positive impact for our current generations, but also the next generations to come. You know, the kids are our future. So it's interesting you tapped on that topic where like you want to be able to give back to kids through education in photography.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself mostly photography long term? Is that the main thing?
I mean, I would hope so. To be honest with you.
That's what really fulfills you and makes you happy.
Yeah,
is the
absolutely.
photography.
Photographer. I'm like,
Photo or video?
Yeah, both.
Both.
It could be both. Yeah, because you know I enjoy doing both of them.
I know some people like prefer one or over the other.
Well, to be honest with you, if you want to do less work, of course, it's photographer.
Okay.
But if you know, the videographer, it takes a little bit longer for you to work. It takes more hours, days, and a week for you to get everything complete. You know what I'm saying? So to answer to your question, I'll probably say photographer. Going back to your question.
Okay. Photographer.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't mind doing the video, to be honest with you.
Well, you do a lot of video too, so yeah. Okay, I want to go a little bit more. Maybe we can steer a little bit out of business and go more into like astrology.
Oh Lord.
Because Hector actually really loves astrology, you guys. And
But people look at me crazy when
I know, but they can look at both of us crazy because I don't always get to speak on astrology on here. And sometimes I'll bring it up and I'll see if the guest is like receptive. But then I'm like, okay, maybe I should go away from this. But you are a Scorpio. I'm a Taurus. We're complete opposites, but we have both found that you actually have a lot of Tauruses in your life, low-key. Your brother's a Taurus, you said. I have a lot of...
My brother's and then my other brother's a Virgo. So I have a lot of earth signs.
Earth energy, yeah.
So I have a lot of earth signs.
Yeah, so I'm a Taurus, and I have a lot of Scorpios around me, and a lot of earth energy as well. But what are your thoughts on, like, astrology and stuff?
I mean, I talk to my siblings. They don't believe it.
Really? They don't believe in astrology
They
at
don't
all?
believe it.
Do you believe in astrology?
I believe some part is basically like when you look at the astrology, like there'll be some part that is true and there's some part is not true. You know what I'm saying? So
Are you saying on like the horoscopes or just like the way it defines who you are?
the way it defines who you are.
Would you say that you are a Scorpio?
I am a Scorpio, but then
Like through and through?
I'm not gonna say completely a Scorpio, because there's some Scorpios are little, they're a little bit, stricter and more feisty,
Like, what do you mean by stricter and feisty?
Well, like, they will fight you.
Elaborate.
They will fight you.
Scorpios fight?
Hell yeah. Especially the females.
Actually, wait.
females will fight.
The women, okay. I'm not about stereotypes over here, but from my experience, because I have ex-Scorpios. They've never like physically fought me. Obviously, we don't do abuse over here. But
they'll fight you with the words.
But
they're very abusive with the words too. They can be very abusive with the words.
Yeah, I went through a little bit of mental stuff, but we don't gotta get into that. But no, I have had like Scorpio girlfriends who they be on site, like ready to go.
They're straight blunt. They're ready to have a war. But the good thing about having with them, they got your back. It's loyalty, So.
I do feel like I find loyalty and this is why I really care about Scorpios. Like even in past relationships, like ex-relationships, but also friendships, passion. Like Taurus and Scorpios, we are some passionate ass individuals when it comes to our projects, business, love, and it shows, like within our business and everything, like we put our 110% no matter what.
Right.
So yeah, I think the passion definitely gravitates me to Scorpio energy. I'm also a Scorpio moon. Do you know your moon and rising?
I'm not sure. I think my moon might be a Leo or a Virgo. I'm not 100%.
Leo and Virgo are very, very different. We're going to have to figure that out at some point.
I think I'm going to go with a little bit on the Virgo side.
We're going to have to put in a little link and verify that after and see if it's, But, okay.
And then my uprising is a Sag. So
You're rising as a Sag.
yeah, so I think that makes sense because I do like to socialize with everybody. You know, I get along with everybody. I like to meet new people and stuff like that. Link up with people, networking with people. You know, it kind of makes sense.
All right, what we drinking?
It's too strong. Don't.
80 proof. Okay. Got the
Can you-
tequila. The tequila
Can you hang in there?
responsable.
Can you hang in there?
You said what?
Can you hang?
What do you mean hang? Like, can I handle it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm just like, we have 2 more episodes to shoot today, so I gotta pace myself for sure.
Don't get too lit though.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
Even though, what did I eat today? I had like 4 shrimp. That was it. I was trying to cook lunch, and then I was like, oh shit, I need to go. We're going to Rockville. It's 40 minutes away. So I didn't get to eat that much. And I'm pretty sure I caught a speed trap camera ticket on the way here.
Oh wow.
Do you catch a lot of speed trap cameras?
Man.
What do you do? Do you pay them? I hear a lot of people out here don't be paying them. They just let it go to like wherever the
To
collection.
$1,000?
I literally, I was just talking about this. I'm moving to Miami, right? What I'm most grateful for is I'm not gonna have to worry about speed trap camera tickets anymore in the DMV. Cause I pay at least $500 a month just in speed trap.
For real?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Like in the past 2 months, I paid $500 a month. And it'd be so petty. It's like, it'll be like a 25 mile per hour thing and I'm going 27. And it's like,
Wow.
yeah. You just had your car broken into on U Street.
Oh man, I don't even want to get started with that.
We don't gotta get into it, but that's something that happens on U Street a lot.
It's actually right there. I think it's in V Street.
V Street. Oh, it wasn't on U Street. It was on V.
Yeah. So one thing you got to do is technically don't park in the main road. Don't park at. So all my DZ resident.
Or all our nightlife DMV people
Right.
that be going out on the weekends. Like, they be
not
breaking
park-
into cars out here.
Do not park in the neighborhood. Do not do that.
But it's
Park in the
almost
main-
like it's almost like they do it out of pettiness though, because they did it to my girl one night. We went to Rose Bar. We come to the car. They didn't steal anything. They literally just smashed in like 20 cars on U Street.
Oh, because that's Rhode Island. That happened to me before back in 2021. So there's a bunch of teenager kids that was doing all that stuff.
that just have fun breaking into cars.
Just they got no life, you know. It's just
No
pretty
entiendo.
stupid. Now with but when I parked there, they did try to, you went through all my, in my car. You could tell the glove department was open, everything was open. So like,
Oh, they were trying to go.
they were
through
trying
stuff.
to, yeah, they were going.
Did they get anything?
The only thing
Don't tell me you had equipment in there.
I had, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I left my wallet there, my ID and everything.
They took your ID and everything?
Yeah, but you know what's weird about that whole situation? And this is how I know God's on my side. Out of nowhere, like, my wallet was in Connecticut Avenue on the street. Out of nowhere. Like, I don't know how, but this one lady, some random lady came to me and said, I have your wallet. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. It was really
Those are the times where I slow down and I reflect and I'm like, okay, God, source, like, what are you trying to tell me here?
Yeah, so I look back like, damn, she was a good lady. So I tip her ass, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you tipped her? You're so
Yeah.
sweet. You see?
Yeah,
That's good.
because I don't have to go through all the process going to MVA.
And she saved you time and
Of course. My credit
Angel.
card's there. Yeah, that was I would say that's a guardian angel that really helped me out too.
she could have kept that shit
For sure. Hell yeah.
and been like, this is my money now.
But
What are your thoughts on karma?
karma, I believe in karma. Like, certain stuff that you steal or, you gotta be careful because karma is, it could come back and hunt you down. You can't do.
I believe what you put out into the world always comes back, whether it's
Yeah,
good or bad.
It's the energy though. If you think about it, it's the energy. The energy is gonna come right back at you. It's gonna bite you in the ass, and then you're basically gonna be like, "Damn, what is this coming from?" Because you cheated. You did this, you did that. So.
Even when you cheat yourself, it doesn't even matter if you steal big or small. Like, when you make those type of decisions, when you make good or bad decisions, you have to keep in mind that somehow, some way, the universe brings everything back full circle.
Yeah, I believe that. Because you know why?
Why? Why?
Because I don't know, for some reason, some way, I keep thinking about I'm gonna get into a car accident. I'm gonna get into a car
Don't
accident.
say, okay, law of attraction is real. If you're thinking you're going to get into a car accident,
and it happened.
Why were you thinking that? Or did something make...
Something is telling me, like, hey, Hector, be prepared. You about to have a car accident. And it happened.
Clairvoyance.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just so weird. It's just, I believe that, like, when you get that message, it's like, I don't know.
So we all have spiritual gifts, and through meditation, honestly, also, like, the less you drink, don't quote me, allegedly, but they say, like, the less you drink, the more plant-based you are, the more, like, your third eye opens and the more in tune you become.
Yep.
When do you feel like you're the most in tune? Because you do work in nightlife. Do you turn up a lot when you're in nightlife? Do you feel like it kind of fuzzes up your mental?
I think it's mess up. It just makes you look unprofessional if you think it that way. And like, I heard a lot of, from another photographer, they was like, oh, I was drunk, and the next day when I look through the pictures, it's all blurry. So I don't want to go through that situation.
That's like me. I don't like performing sloppy. I used to do that. I used to get lit before my shows.
Right. Another thing too, I just got a new car, so I don't want to crash my car and get wasted,
Of course. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's the thing, like, you just gotta be very careful in the nightlife. You gotta be in your own lane, and you just gotta get along with everybody. Just don't burn bridges. Stay in your own lane. And
definitely want to get into that nightlife conversation, but I want to bring it back to the spiritual, because what I was asking was, how do you stay in tune? Because you said you felt like a download come in and something tell you like you're gonna get in a car crash. How do you stay in tune? So, okay, you don't really get lit when you go to the club like that for the most part. So, in a sense, people that are in nightlife, they get lit every single night. Sometimes they stay in that position for a long time because they don't have those breakthroughs because their mind is so fogged up.
Right.
So, do you have certain things that you do to help you stay balanced and have that clear meditative state? Because there's ways to manifest, but to really manifest, you want to be in tune and alignment, which you are, I would say. Sometimes, when we have our conversations, sometimes I feel like, but you lately, like, I've seen you're in tune. So, like, what advice could you give the audience if they're trying to, like, really start manifesting, tap into their goals, into their gifts? Obviously, photography, videography is a gift.
Right. It's a gift from God, too.
Exactly. It's a spiritual gift.
And I don't take it for granted, too. So, I always praise him, and I always thank him for giving me the talents.
Right.
I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, are you trying to say what kind of advice should I give?
Like, for me, you know how I be, like, posting on social media a lot? I will take 8 hours where I'll put the phone away. And you've seen it. Like, I'll go on Do Not Disturb. I put the phone away and I meditate. I watch podcasts. I journal. That is me saying, fuck the world. Like, I need a break today. I'm just going to relax and have a me day. And there are times where, like, for example, Starbucks had me on a chokehold. I was literally drinking Starbucks coffee for 8 months straight. And this guy that, I was talking to, whatever, we had this little situation thing going on. He was like...
It happens.
He was like, wow, Rena, the Matrix really has you. And I was like...
What do you mean by that, though?
Well, obviously, I don't know exactly what he meant, but what I took from it was the Matrix really has me. Like, Starbucks, we're all part of this Matrix. But for Starbucks to have me on a chokehold for 8 months where I'm paying them $7 a day for some coffee, that's ridiculous.
It is crazy, though.
So I broke that. Now I don't even really drink coffee. I drink, like, chai teas, which chai is actually really good for you, apparently, which helps, on a spiritual level. But that was something that I had to break. Also, like, taking time off social media, taking time away from alcohol. I used to throw release parties every weekend. I would host every weekend. You see me now. I'll spend Friday night at home just chilling by myself. So, like, those are things that I've grown to understand. Like, you have to take time to be alone to be able to reflect and meditate and step into your powers. So I know that you probably have, maybe subconsciously you do these things, but you can't pinpoint it. But if there are some things you can pinpoint, let us know.
I mean, like, to stay out of trouble and stuff like that, like, just to be...
Like, to be in tune, like, to be in alignment with God. Yeah, when, those moments when you're like, oh, shit, I just got a raise, or, oh, shit, I just got a really big client. Those things don't happen by coincidence.
They don't.
Like, me moving to Miami right now, it's like, I've been wanting to do this, but for some reason right now it's like clicking. That's something in alignment was like, Rena, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
With my situation, like when it comes to the nightlife, like, I mean, the way I look at it is like, I always try to do something to improve something better. Like I'm trying to get better, you know. I try to do something different, you know. There's a lot of competition too when it comes to the photographer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of part of the motivation too. Like, okay, no, not to be like all cocky, but it's like basically like, no, I kind of want to be the best. You know, what can I do to improve? Like, you know, and like you say, like, when I go home, the only thing that I do is I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to learn something different because there's always room to improve, you know? So you can't be like, technically be like, hey, I'm good now. Like, I'm a good photographer. I don't need to learn anything new.
You have to keep doing better.
Absolutely. So you got to keep digging in.
So maybe that's your motivation, where it's like, you know, I'm at the club, it's lit, I could get drunk tonight. All the other photographers are probably getting drunk, but you know what? I want to be the best. I want to deliver the best that I can. So I'm going to say no to the alcohol tonight.
I want to add to your point too. Like, I don't want them to look at me as an alcoholic too. I want them to look at me as a professional photographer.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm doing my job. So the promoter are paying me. So I'm doing everything I can to be consistent and just do my job, to execute the job. That's my motivation when it comes to the club.
Because if you don't give your 100%,
yeah, because
Migo Production go hire somebody else to go do it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, you know, there's other photographer. I've seen other photographer drinking, hanging out with the females and doing all that stuff. Yes, all of that stuff is good and everything, but at the same time, you got a mission. You got a job.
Well, actually, okay, you see, there we go. You said other photographers, like, basically getting mixy with the girls, drinking, hanging out. So in their mind in that moment, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna vibe out, I'm gonna have some fun. But what
you can have fun though, don't get me wrong.
Right,
you can have fun, but you gotta balance it.
But these
though.
things can be distractions.
Absolutely. And they'll mess up your job.
Yeah. Let's take a break actually, because I feel like I need to reset myself.
Yeah. Well, I believe that with the change, even if I'm only one, I know that I can lead the way. Cause I've seen it and I've been there, had to face it the hard way.
All right, guys, we had a little bit of an intermission, but we are back. So let's get right back into it. Hector, where did the inspiration for creativity, music, photography, how did it all start? Let's talk about it.
So, as far as the music, it was my father. So my dad used to play like in the 90s, like Snoop, you know, the hip hop.
Your dad's really into music?
Yeah,
and
my
stuff?
dad is into music. So
nice.
he used to play Dr. Dre, The Chronic, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style.
Oh, he an OG,
Yeah,
okay.
He was a straight OG. So that's how I end up like, man, this stuff sounds pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So then I became a fan of a hip hop, and then I decided to make a music, right? I decided to, make a group called RTS.
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 When was this? Like what year?
We're looking like 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
So I started off as a music producer. I have a couple of artists, MIC, Munchie, Vicious.
Munchie.
Yeah, Munchie.
I feel like I've heard that name.
That's my cousin.
No way. Does he have a recording studio?
He does.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we'll tap into that whole
interesting.
situation.
Okay. Like small world. Okay.
So MIC, right? So they all very talented, but the only thing the reason why we kind of broke down a little bit because of the lifestyle. They have kids and everything.
Everyone kind of found their own way and stuff.
So,
yeah.
I mean, he's still working on his music, but MIC, Munchie. So, but how I became as a videographer, photographer.
When that ended, do you feel like that's when you got into videography?
Yeah, because when they were shooting the video, I was looking at the videographer and I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. If he can do it, I can do it. So then I started, to get my own camera. I didn't want to continue on to pay my money out of my pocket. I wanted to make money, you know what I'm saying? So
that's literally why we all try to become self-sufficient so we can save that extra bread. Yeah.
Absolutely. So then later on, when I saw the videographer, I was like, damn, okay, I can do that too. It looks pretty cool. It looks fun. And then once you do it, is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to do the videographer and the photographer. So
Video editing, I don't edit like full-blown videos, but I do edit my short-based content, and that alone, like lyric videos, reels, TikToks, like that alone is like time-consuming. So I can't even
It is
imagine like
time-consuming.
full-blown music videos.
it's time consuming. So you have to make sure everything is on point,
But you found your love through video and photography. So now, where you're at now, like, obviously we met through, okay, I know we met through nightlife, even though it was a little fuzzy for me, because that was years ago.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, but what would you say is like your favorite thing to shoot? Because you don't just do nightlife, you also do like maternity, quinceañeras, creative shoots. Like, what would you say is like do you have a favorite?
I'll say wedding.
Really?
I love wedding. Of course,
Lover
beside the
boy?
food-
Are you a lover boy? Is that
well,
what?
I don't know about
Why do you love the weddings?
we're not gonna get to
Why do you love the
free
weddings?
food. Free food,
You may talk about.
free food, and it just, to me, it just, I look back like, wow, this is so beautiful. Like, I see the two couples, it makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The experience of it all.
yeah, everything. It's just.
It's not like us popping bottles at the club.
I mean, the club is cool too. The clubs is
Yeah.
cool. You know, you get the thing about clubs and weddings is a little bit different. The clubs, you networking, you connect, connecting.
Do you feel like you network in the club? I can't really network in the club. We're lit. It's loud. If anything, I might network better at a wedding.
I mean, look at me and you. Think about it.
Okay, but wait, we low-key did?
Yeah.
Okay, we met once years ago when I was like really on my lit girl shit. But then we met again like 2-3 years later at a release party I had.
Let me tell you a story too, by the way.
Okay, you go ahead. You share the story.
Let me tell you a story. This is back in 2019. This is P14.
2019.
Yeah, P14.
This Sunday's gonna be like a deja vu moment.
Right. She came to me out of nowhere. I took a picture. She was like, yeah.
I came up to you?
Yeah, you there.
No, I didn't.
So she was like, hey, I got this studio. I'm
Wait,
doing
was this during the pandemic?
No, it's 2019. This is part of the end of 2019.
I wasn't doing music yet.
No, you was doing like sometime, because you had like models and everything.
Oh, I had like my own little like home-based photo studio.
Yeah,
What
so
was
she-
I thinking? Was not even
So
a
she was telling me everything. And, of course, I've tried not to be so disrespectful, So I try to, like, cause
Why would you be disrespectful?
Because you're going to be like, this guy's not hearing me. He's not paying me attention. He doesn't care. So
Did you not care?
No, I care, but it's the music's so loud.
And
So-
I'm over here trying to like tell him all my business ideas and plans in 2019, 4 years ago.
So, the music's so loud in the club. You're trying to multitask. I'm trying to hear what she's saying, but I basically didn't hear what you were saying. I remember you gave me your phone number, but I never text you back. I don't know why. I think something happened with my life at that
But
time.
you took like photos. All I remember like now, like looking at my camera roll, like you know how it'll throw memories? Mm-hmm. I found a memory in my phone from this picture at P14, and then I come to find out that Hector took it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? And I'm not gonna hold you. I was real lit that night because I don't remember me, but it sounds very much like me. Like I'm still this way where I'm just like a little parrot, just like trying to network and like expand and grow. So I'm not surprised that I was like just dumping all these ideas onto
Yeah, because
you.
you was, and I was like, damn, like, because I knew you. And
Damn,
stuff.
in a good way or a bad way? Like
Kind of both ways. Like, damn, like she's throwing me everything, and I'm like, what did she try to do? She tried to do model, or she want to do business with? Like, I was so confused, but at the same time,
Did I set a bad impression? But it must have not been that bad.
No,
because
it's not.
Now
It's not bad because at that
we work on a lot of stuff together.
No, but at that time, I was kind of starting, so
I was kind of starting too.
So I wasn't
low-key.
sure what kind of angle I was going at that moment, so I wasn't like ready to like do
So
business
in a
with you.
sense, you know what it probably was? I'm like, oh shit, like this is a photographer who's tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I could see it. Like maybe I was like, oh, he's a photographer. I have models. I'm a stylist.
Yeah.
I'm a lash tech. Maybe we can collaborate on different things. So I'm excited. I'm pouring all this stuff out
and you
to
did your job. There's nothing wrong with that.
But maybe you're in the perspective of like, okay, like this sounds cool, but like I don't even know if I'm trying to tap into that in this moment.
There you go.
You still have like your job and everything too. Okay. So now going full circle.
Now we're clicking. Now we're clicking on that part.
Now full circle, we see each other at Ozio's, but this time he came up to me.
Is it true? Was it like that?
I didn't, because I'm at a point, I'm not going to say I don't go up to people. Like, I still network, but I'm very, like, I'm more to myself. Like, I'm an introverted extrovert, introvert, whatever you want to call it.
I remember we did took a picture together, too.
You asked for a picture at Ozio's.
Oh, my gosh. She's putting me on the spotlight.
Well, you put me on the spotlight. So I had a release party at Ozio's with Mio Productions, which you were the main photographer that night. And we were also filming like a mini music video that night too. Never got released. It is what it is. But
you talking about me when I shot the video?
No, we weren't shooting together yet.
Oh, gotcha.
But Hector had came up to me. I mean, I was kind of lit. Maybe I went up to you. Quién sabe. But I'm pretty sure the connection was rekindled and formed because you initiated it. And then, but I reached out the next day. And you even told me, you were like, wow, Rena, I know you're not... You told me that I was different from other artists because I personally reached back out and was like, let's work together. That is true.
I remember that. I do remember that part.
I remember you saying that to me because I'm always going to take into account when people tell me like that I separate myself from other people because, you know, that is what makes you different. So when you said that to me, I was like, damn, like that's dope. But I genuinely was just down to work with you because I liked your quality of work and I seen you were consistent and all of that. But yeah, aquí estamos.
You know, another thing, too, because you was the host, too, for that event.
I was, like, hosting / release party.
And that's probably why I came up to you. Basically, I came up to every host that night.
But y'all know what's crazy, guys? I didn't know that me and Hector had already met at P14 4 years ago until he told me, and I saw that picture, and I was like, huh.
And I'm sorry if I did diss you that day, 2019.
I don't know, because I barely remember if you dissed me or not. First of all, you ain't diss me. Anyway, okay. So yeah, now Ozio's, when was that? That was sometime last year, right?
It's got to be last year, around March.
I had red hair, so yeah.
Because that's when they opened the...
Okay, then yeah, around March, because I turned my hair red for Valentine's Day last year. And since then, we've done the Feelings music video.
We did.
What else?
And
Elevate.
Elevate.
You went all the way to Jersey.
I had a great time, too. It was a great experience, too.
That joint was dope. We about to be out in Miami with it. We got a song coming out. So I'm not going to tell them what song or with who, but this shit is moving, y'all.
That song is dope. That song's dope. I'm not going to lie. Like,
this is what I mean, you guys. So I'll play music for Hector, and he'll, like, tell me straight up, like, oh, this song is fire. Like, yeah, so we're about to film another music video. Right. And, yeah, it's just,
I'm not even slicing everybody. Like, the song is really... It's a good vibe. So I like the music. I enjoy the music. I was even dancing to the music too. So you
asked me to replay it and send it to you. I don't even be sending out my unreleased music.
No, and that's true. But don't that tell you something? Like
you genuinely like it, yeah.
Absolutely. Because usually some of the songs, you know, I already told you some of the songs that I might not like. I give you constructive criticism. But with this song, I feel like this song has potential, and I feel like it's gonna put you right back on the map. Not saying that you're not on the map, but you know.
I recently dropped a more slower record, which, you know, sometimes you gotta hit them with some slow stuff. But I will say, I think people gravitate more to like my upbeat reggaeton Caribbean type of vibes, which this song is like that, and I feel like you like that type of music more.
Not that, because I'm coming from the nightlife. You know, so basically...
You're saying what hits in the club.
Absolutely. So that's what everybody wants to hear. That's what, you know, a lot of promoters want to hear that. Migo Production want to hear that, you know.
But there's also people at the crib who want to listen to sad girl music.
No. I'm not saying, like, when you make music that you got to keep making, like, club beat. You can be flexible with it, too, you know, but...
No, but I know what you're saying, because I know, like, in order for me to be, like, this international superstar that I want to be, like, yeah, like, that is...
It's the kind of conversation we always have all the time.
Yeah, you guys are just seeing it on camera now. But so we do have our 3-minute mark now, so I feel like this went by super fast. Hector, we're going to have to do a part 2 in Miami or something.
Maybe, yeah, we should.
But...
right behind the beach, too, behind the scene.
Or, like, on a rooftop with, like, all the city lights.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to hit them with that. But... to close out the show, to the episode, what would you like to leave the audience with? You know, let them know what you have coming up. you know, any piece of advice? This is like your 3 minutes to just give them your spiel.
Technically, you know, I'm trying to work, of course, with the wedding and the maternity shots and everything. So if you want to follow me at Limelite Vision, you can follow me. And I would love to work with everybody too, especially like music video too, like different artists. I want to get myself more out there.
Artists, tap in.
Tap in.
Make your price go up. Your price gonna go up. You need them quality visuals.
Let me know because I'm open. You know what I'm saying? So I will work with any artists. It doesn't matter. Excuse me. And yeah, and let's work. That's the point. Let's just work. Let's make it happen. And you know, just follow me at Limelite Vision.
I want to ask you one final question. We'll close out the show. Mm-hmm. If there's someone out there who wants to get into the entertainment industry, not just nightlife, not just music, but just entertainment in general, and they feel like they can't because whether it's their job or their wife or husband or their parents, whatever thing is there that's holding them back, what kind of advice could you give them to break through and just make it happen?
I mean, just follow your passion. Just follow your passion. And if you do have a wife or a husband, they have to be on the same page. You know, they have to support you. Because if they don't support you, then technically they're not a good partner. They're not the good partner. I hate to say though, but it is it's pretty challenging if you're like in that whole equation, that whole situation. So
you need a ride or die.
You have to ask yourself, because I was watching that Chat Ocho Cinco interview and he was talking about his wife and everything. His wife support him, you know, his football, you know, his career and everything, and that's why he's with her. So you have to have somebody that's by your side, you know, somebody that trust is very important too. If you ask me, trust is very important. But yeah, but the main one that you have to focus on, you have to focus yourself. You know, you have to put yourself first, you know, because if you don't put yourself first, then you're pretty much screwed. You know, that's how I look at it.
Be selfish in that way.
You could say selfish, but you got to balance it too.
Yeah.
You got to balance it.
Well, I'm saying sometimes you have to be selfish because, you know, I know sometimes we pour out into others because we want to do our part and we overextend ourselves when if we put ourselves first, that's how we can show up and be our best selves.
Right. So you want to, I highly recommend, like, if this is what you want to do, then just go for it. Go with your soul. Go with what you feel good.
Trust your gut.
Trust your gut. Yeah, you don't want to be miserable and feeling all like down and I should have done this.
Yeah, man, get up out of that slump and go do what you love. And if your wifey and your husband doesn't like it, kick them to the curb because you know what? This is your life. Let me stop. Don't kick them to the curb.
But don't get me wrong. There's some wifey that are supportive. So if she is supportive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you have a good partner, like even more, let that fuel you. Like,
yeah, if you have a good partner, then yes, keep her. But if she's not that person, then
you gotta have a conversation.
You're gonna have a lot of conversations.
So I'm not saying kick them to the curb, but have that conversation. Whether it be your best friend. Sometimes I've had to cut best friends off because it's like you're not respecting my business. You're not respecting my music. This is my life. So what am I supposed to do? Same with family, same with even ex-relationships. Like sometimes they didn't see eye to eye with me and it's like, I'm sorry, I love you, but I love myself more. I have to pick what's gonna make me happy.
And they have to be aware too, the job that you're at, right? So let's say you as a photographer, you're gonna have a lot of men's going after you. You're gonna have a lot of women's gonna go after you. Your partner have to trust you.
Right, and understand that.
And understand that part, and they need to, you know, because trust is very important. Because without trust, there's no relationship.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna be going back and forth fighting all the time. When it's like, hello, like what are we doing?
For no reason though, for no particular reason, because she sees you or he sees you talking to somebody. I mean, when you're in a nightlife, you're gonna engage with everybody. People, You're gonna talk to everybody.
Yeah.
The music is so freaking loud.
Sometimes you gotta get close and yell to
You have to get close, and then it might look like, you know, like a bad situation, but, you know, but at the same time, the best advice I would tell everybody is to just basically focus yourself, but don't be selfish. Just build yourself. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Build yourself. That's all it is. And that's the best thing I can tell you.
So guys, when I said be selfish, I mean like, obviously don't be a selfish person. We're all about giving back over here, but put yourself first sometimes. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to put your dreams and aspirations first because this is your life and no one is gonna get out there and get it for you. So that's what I mean by sometimes you have to be selfish where it's like, I'm sorry, you can stay over there. I'm gonna stay over here. I'm gonna stick to my path and that's it. But this, wraps up our show. It's coming to a close. We are reaching that time. We have 2 more episodes to film today. But Hector, thank you so much for joining me. I know normally you're behind the camera, so the fact that you were so comfortable enough to join me today, I really, really do appreciate it.
This track was pretty good.
You liked it? You feeling good?
Feeling good.
So, yeah.
Not drunk, not tipsy though.
But you're feeling good?
Feeling good.
Yeah. I'm like running on no sleep and I have not had food today and we got 2 more episodes, but
I want to say though, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure doing the interview with you.
Thanks. You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it though. I was shy though. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna be shy in the beginning, but you
feel a little bit loosened out of your comfort.
I feel a little bit better. I feel like okay, I want to kind of express the audience and tell them how I feel because I usually don't be open. You know that too. I'm usually just keep myself closed like that. But with you, I just felt like I can open up, and it's all about the trust. It's all about the loyalty.
Everyone that comes on the show tells me they feel safe in this space, in my energy. No cocky shit, but that makes me really happy because I want this to be a safe. I want this to be a safe place for my friends and supporters and just anyone that wants to come on here, like, because that's what it is. It's a place for you to just express and release and let go. So I hope you feel good. Like releasing all of this is going to be out in the public in a couple weeks. So
absolutely. So
this is good. Thank you.
Oh, by the way,
high fives.
One more time. I have my merchandise too. As you can see, I have the hat and the shirt. So if you are interested in getting the shirt, Limelite Vision, just contact me. Pretty soon I'm about to open a website too. So that way you can contact me too.
Stay tuned for that, you guys. All right, till next time. See y'all.
I'm just saying, y'all, if we want to see a change, we gotta be that change. Be better for our children, better for the next generations to come. They're the ones up next, only hope we got left.